You ever try a new video game? And as you're trying that new video game for the first time, you might lose lives really quickly in the video game. And sometimes you might just get frustrated and you just give up and you're like, nah, I don't need to play this game. And you just let it go. And then other times you're playing that video game and you lose lives quickly, but you just keep trying. And then maybe you just keep trying till you finally make it to the next level and you get so excited, and you make it to another level, you get excited, and then you make it to another level. And then you get into the groove of this video game and now you've learned a new game. Well, there are many of us who give up on that first try when we are trying that video game and it just doesn't seem to work out. And we just let it go altogether. And this is actually very common among most people because our brain doesn't want us to learn new things. Our brain doesn't want us to learn new things because it is trying to reserve energy for in case of an emergency. So we are taking in, or our brain is taking in 11 million bits of information per second, but it can only focus on 50 bits per second. So it wants to look at, or it wants to focus on the most crucial information that's coming into our bodies. So the rest of those millions of bits of information that it's not really focusing on, our brains are on autopilot. So it wants to put as many things on autopilot as possible. And which is why it doesn't want to learn anything new, and having a routine is most favorable to our brains. So when you think about brushing your teeth every day, right? That's a thing that you do every day. You don't think about it, you just brush your teeth. And you know that you've gotten all your teeth because you've been doing it for years and it seems like second nature. But you ever get a new electric toothbrush where you have to brush your teeth differently? And maybe when you first get that toothbrush, you're like, oh my goodness, this is taking a long time, or I have to do something totally different. And you kind of might feel a little bit of like maybe frustration, or maybe that you kind of don't want to use this toothbrush. Well, your brain is trying to convince you that this new toothbrush is a bad idea because your brain wants to do what it's always done, so it doesn't have to do any heavy lifting on trying something new. But the thing is, trying new things actually broaden us. Even though they're difficult in the short run, in the long run, trying new things actually stimulates parts of our brain that want to learn more and do more, and actually contribute to our overall health and well-being. What happens when we learn new things is we build new neurological pathways for various types of learning. So it's almost like there are receptacles that are ready for this new learning, but we have to break through those first few levels of that video game, so to speak, in order to get to that kind of blissful level where our brains say, okay, we've given up, we've given in, we will give into the learning. But going back to that video game example, as a matter of fact, learning new things aren't always easy, and it is because of what I've just explained, what is happening with our brains. Our brains want to focus on a routine, so something new is something that our brains are deterring, and it happens to a lot of us. But quite a few folks can push past the level of the frustration of learning, but some of us find it a little harder. Join me to take a deeper dive into how we could learn more tips and strategies on how we can learn more and new things, and how we can broaden and trick our brains into allowing us to learn new things.